Hola, bien bonita. Welcome to my channel. Yes, people, welcome, welcome back. Today I am sewing a St. Patrick's Day mask, his and hers. Everything that you need, it will be in the description box. I hope you like, share, comment, subscribe, and don't forget to hit the notification bell. Until next time, be blessed. Alright, so you need to get so I'm going to be making a his and hers St. Patrick Day scarves. I went to the Dollar Tree and I got a scarf. This is what the scarf look like. This is the one I'm going to be using. Alright, and so this is what you're going to need. You're going to need elastic. You're going to need your thread to match your fabric. You're going to need some pins, scissors, and for the elastic, you're going to need 7 inches each. And you need 2 and 2, okay? And I got a plate. This is going to be 22 centimeter, which is like 8 to 8.5. It's also going to be dependent on your face size. So I'm going to use this, but my husband pattern is going to be a little bit different, and his is going to be a 28th. Okay, so what I'm going to do, I'm going to put the scarf on the wrong side. Disclaimer: this is not the fabric you're supposed to be using to make masks. This is just for St. Patrick's Day. The recommended fabric is 100% cotton, and this is it. I'm going to use this 100% cotton black for the back of my husband mask. All right, so the first thing you need to do is to cut. Oh, and also we're going to need interfacing. I usually put interfacing in the middle of my mask just to give me an added layer and protection. So we're going to need this. So the same size you cut this fabric is the same size you need to cut your interfacing. All right, so there we go. So I put this on the wrong side, and I'm just going to cut 2 of this right here. So let me use. All right, so there you have it. So you can see my marker would be right here to sew the black line. All right, so this is the pattern I'm using for my husband mask. Okay, I cut the circle and then cut the sides in and cut it in half, and then I put it on cardboard so it's a little easier for me to manage. So left, right. All right, so I'm going to do the same thing that I did with the circle. I'm just going to put this on the pattern, and I'm just going to cut that out. All right, so this is my cotton. So I'm going to do the same thing. All right, so we got fabric cut out. And so I'm just going to iron these out. So the same thing we did for the circle, we did it for the interfacing. So this is a circle. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to place the shiny part down on the fabric, and I'm just going to iron that. All right, so now you're going to get your black and your St. Patty, and you're going to face them inside out. So the circle line that you draw should be on the outside, and this should be on the outside. All right, so you should have this. Now we're ready to sew. So let's put that to the side. All right, so I'm gonna sew directly on top of the interfacing, because this polyester is a little slippery and I want to make sure that it's holding. Okay, same concept. Okay. All right, so you should have this. Should look something like this. All right, so now we're going to pin them together. And I'm going to go ahead and put my elastic in. Usually just measure 1 to 5.5. So I could do it. Let me see how much centimeter, that would be better. So okay, so I got 14. So 14.5 would be 7. So I could do it 4 and so 14. So 1, 2, 3, 4. So I do 4 and 11. So I could do it 4, 4, and so 14, 1, 2, so 11 would be right here. And so 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. So what I'm gonna do now, I'm gonna take my elastic and I'm gonna put it on the inside. So I came in 4 and 4. So I will do the same thing when I get to the other side. So I pin my elastic on the inside. Now I can go ahead and pin this. Remember, you need to center the black with the other fabric or the other side. All right, so it should look like this. So what I'm going to do, I left a little opening right here. So I'm going to start to sew from this direction and come down this way, down and back up and stop right here. So I would have an opening. So when you're doing the elastic, you have to make sure you go over it several times to secure it. All right. All right, so we're going to go ahead and take these out. Get a little pencil, but nothing too pointy. That's going to rip your All right, so off camera I went ahead and I stitched my little opening. So this is what you should have. So now what I'm going to do, I'm going to fold this in half. Going to take my elastic and I'm going to put it in and here and here. So I'm going to do it like this. I'm going to pin that and then I'm going to like that, both sides, okay? So now what I'm going to do, I'm going to sew everything around, starting from here, side, down, and back up, okay? All right, so we're not trying to sew this whole thing down. So I'm just going to take this out like this, okay? And I'm just going to sew the whole thing. All right, so I'm going to just put this down. It's hard to see this halfway mark. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to put a pin right here. To help me with the halfway mark. Oh Lord, material tough. Pin. Yeah, okay. Half and half. So I'm gonna get my plate and I'm just going to make a little circle, little semicircle from the halfway mark to the, can I see with this? Okay. Alright, so I had to go ahead and use a marker because nothing wasn't working. So I did a little circle on top and I did the same thing to the bottom down here. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to stitch this whole thing right now. So I'm going to hold it like this, like we did the last time, so we don't stitch anything. So I'm going to hold it like this and I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to stitch it. Alright, so when you get finished, you should have this. Alright, so the marker, it can be washed, so I'm not really worried about that. I can wash that out. So there you have it. Alright, so let's finish the okay, so this is complete if you want to wear it like this. But what I do, we still have to sew right here. Still have to stitch that. So let me go ahead and stitch that and I'll be right back. Alright, so I pinch the side in like that to give it like a little pleat right there. And I'm going to take my pin and do the same thing right here. Just pinch it. Did you see that or no? Alright, so just gonna bring it in like that. Okay. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to stitch both sides. So the side should look like this. Alright, so I'm going to iron these and I'll be right back. Okay, so this one. This is the way you would wear it. Or you can turn it over after St. Patrick's Day and you could have a black mask. Okay. Let me set this like this, and the same thing for this one. Alright. Oh, the sun is too, I can't really see it. Okay, this is the finished product, and these are my models. But you really can't see it, can you? Okay, that's better. So that's the St. Patrick's Day side. Same thing for this one. Okay, I think I'm just going to take a picture. Maybe that would be